So in this video today, you're going to learn how to apply chords to a chromatic melody that goes between two key centers. We're looking at Jacob Collier's song, Feel. It's in the key of B. This is the melody. I'll play it for you. So on the right hand, we just have F sharp, G natural, F natural, F sharp. That's it, and it just keeps going around. The bass line, B. It's going to be a B flat sus, which I'll get to in a moment. E major 9, F sharp sus. Now, when I put it with the chords, it will sound like this. It's just beautiful. Let's get straight into this. So we have the chromatic melody. So in the key of B, and I've found that it's really important to establish which key center you're in. In this case, we're looking at B major, to really be able to understand how Jacob moves by understanding the key center, especially in this case, the key of B major. You'll see how he's going to move to E flat major. So this is the B flat major scale. The melody starts on the 5th. Moves up a half step, goes down a tone, and then back up. So F sharp, upper semitone, down a full tone, back up to F sharp. Now we're going to have B major, then we're going to have this chord right here. So it's represented in terms of the key center in relation to B as A sharp, but actually in the key of E flat, that chord is chord 5. Yeah, and all these notes are in keeping with this key of E flat. So we'll start with B major, then we move to chord 5, and that works perfectly in terms of having this G on the top. So we've got a 13. So we've got a B flat sus chord, and a sus chord can be created easily by on the right hand going up an octave from where the bass note is. So in this case it's B flat, going down a tone and playing a major of that respective note. So A flat major. And with the melody note on the top, that creates the 13 in relation to B flat. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So using the B flat major scale as a reference point to determine why that is a 13 chord. Yeah. So we had B major, B flat sus 13, and then we're going to move to this. So the melody note is F, and we're having an E flat major chord, an E flat major 9. And then we're going to finish with our F sharp sus. We're having another sus chord. So that will be, I'm thinking about, you can even add in the G sharp there as well to really flesh it out. So once again, we're thinking we need this as our melody note. So on the right hand, we'll be playing a sus chord, as I said before, F sharp, octave, and go down a tone, play a major of that. I'm choosing to play it in first inversion on my right hand, so that E major is going to become first inversion, just so I can also include the F sharp easily. Yeah, so we're starting with our B major. You could make it a nice 9 chord, so B major 9. Then we move into this, which represents the 5 of E flat, and then going back to our 5 in the key of B. Now what's interesting in terms of moving, how Jacob moves, is that he uses chord 5 as a pivot point. Now to establish a key, now any chord progression that you're going to get, when you have 5 to 1, that's going to be one of the strongest relationships that you're going to get. Think about this. I could play some chords in the key of B flat, key of B even, excuse me. Did you hear how that chord naturally lent itself to, yeah, that's the 5, chord 5 to 1. You could also do the same thing in a minor context. Same effect. Yeah, so what Jacob does is very interesting. He moves from chord 1 in B Then he moves to chord 5 in the key of E flat, which is going to be our B flat sus 13, to take us to our E flat. Now to come back around to the key of B, he gives us chord 5 in the key of B, in the key of B. So, and that's a really, really strong harmonic relationship to be aware of in terms of transitioning to different keys. Jacob has successfully harmonized these 3 notes, these 3 chromatic notes, which on their own, sound, or in combination, sound quite clashy, but when you put it in context, it sounds beautiful. And he's able to weave into the different key of E flat using 5, chord 5. That's really, really important to know. Now, in addition to that, both times he uses a sus chord. Now, in the key of B flat, in the key of E flat, with that B flat chord, I'm going to give you an example how it would sound without the sus. So it would be like this. I'll play it one more time. So I'm playing B major. I'm just going to the key of E flat. Now with the melody, notice G, because it's da da. So we have to keep the G in there. So we've got a B flat, like add 6, or major 6, and then go into the E flat. But you can hear how the sus approach is just much warmer from the B, and then going to our. That's so much warmer. Going to our E flat. Then when we come back around to the key of a B, Jacob could have gone, and then going back to our B. You could have just done a straight, major. It's the same melody note that's in the bass as well, but having the sus approach is just so much warmer. And remember, to create a sus chord, we're just looking at in terms of chord 5. We're going down a tone, just playing a major of that. That's all that we're doing. Choosing to do it in first inversion so I can get the melody in there. So let me show you how it would sound then if it wasn't using the sus chords. It'd be like this. And again. But with the sus approach for this chord, and then back around. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I reckon we should use this as an exercise, and I would encourage you to use this as an exercise as well in terms of practicing this in different keys. So for example, we were in the key of B, moving to E flat, so going up a major 3rd. So what if we just went up to the key of C? So in relation to B, we had chord 1, and then in the key of this E flat, which is major 3rd above, we had chord 5, chord 1, and then back to chord 5 in the key of B. Yeah, so in the key of C then, we'd have chord 1. Then we need to go to the key of E. So we're thinking, okay, what is a 5 of E? And we play it as a sus chord, the sus 13 would be, going to the key of E now. And then coming back around to the 5 in the key of C. Yeah, so, and the melody was, One more time. With the chords. Yeah, and again. Love that. Let's do one more. Let's go to the key of E flat. Why not? So this is a really good challenge, and I like doing this in terms of working out certain chords, initially starting in the respective key that you're learning the song in, but then applying it creatively to all the other 11 keys, because there's 12 keys in total, just so you can get this really under your belt and really competent in terms of your piano playing. So E flat then, so we know we're going to be going to the major 3rd above, so we'll be going to the key of G, so we'll be playing chord 1 in the key of E flat, then we need to play a 5 sus in the key of G, sus 13, then go to the key of G, and then go back to the 5 of E flat, which is our home. Now we need to think about the melody. So we'll start in a fifth. So it was excuse me, and again. So I'm thinking in my mind. So it was the fifth in terms of the E flat major scale. Go up a semitone, and then going down a tone. Back up a semitone. Yeah. So with the chords, it will be a major. That major 9 sounds beautiful. Sus 13, this is the 5 of G, and then back around with this sus chord. Yeah, one more time. Yeah, there you go. So I hope that's super helpful in terms of this idea of reharming a melody, specifically a chromatic melody, and transitioning to different key centers. Remember that 5 to 1, that's really important, and playing that 5 as a sus chord, super subtle, but it really does sound special. So yeah, thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.